What Star Wars Funko Pop should you buy right now? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Gastlecast. We're glad you're there. You get the right time. We got an all-time high. Funko's hot toys and John's own mind. Stick around, like, comment, and be sure to subscribe because life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, life's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. And remember, at these hallowed walls, we are together. Yes.
None of them, because Star Wars sucks.
No! Star Wars is awesome! Nobody gives a f about Harry Potter, don't you know that? It's all about Star Wars.
Take that back.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about your fake, made-up spacemen with their shiny weapons.
Nobody cares about your magic bullshit. Fucking hippopotamus! Okay, so let's not spend the entire video hating on Harry Potter, although I know most of you do because Star Wars is the bee's knees.
You can like Star Wars and Harry Potter at the same time, FYI, although people shouldn't because Harry Potter is king and Star Wars...
Do bees have knees?
Yes, multiple knees.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, huh?
I've been saying that for many years and I did not brush up on my bee knowledge.
Yeah, they have knees.
That's amazing.
How many bees do knees have?
What?
Bees have 6 knees.
Holy sh**.
You know what that's equivalent to? 3 humans.
Unbelievable. Okay, so this video isn't about bee knowledge. No, instead we're going to talk about Star Wars Funko Pops that you should buy right now.
And why are they buying them right now, Chris?
Because I predict that these Star Wars Funko Pops will be on the rise once those new Disney Plus series come out.
Wow!
Because we got so many new announcements from Star Wars Celebration 2022.
You shouldn't have said that you predict and this is why. You should have just had them believe that you're a psychic. Like you're Miss Cleo. Call me now!
No, I don't want to be Miss Cleo.
You would be Mr. Chris. We could have given you a magic ball.
A magic ball? Are
a
you
magic 8 ball.
Are you high?
I might be. I don't know.
So we're getting a new season of The Mandalorian in February of 2023, which is huge news. But the show I'm most anticipating right now is the show Andor, which is about a character named Cassian Andor, and he's from a film called Rogue One. When Rogue One dropped, I was one of those people that really didn't care for the movie, but the more I watched it, I love it. And I can't wait to see the adventures of Cassian Andor before the events of Rogue One, because in Rogue One, all these characters band together as rebels and they all die. All the characters you see die.
Oh, so the show is set before the movie. So we're going to see all of those characters who died in the show?
Possibly in the show, but the figures you're going to want right now and run out and buy, because they are so cheap, the Cassian Andor Funko Pops. You can get both versions of Cassian Andor for $14. Both of them on the Funko app are $7 a piece.
Oh my
there was a Target exclusive, and then there's a common version of the Funko Pop. You can go out and get them for practically nothing. And when the show finally hits, I think things are really going to take off for a lot of the Rogue One Funko Pops. A lot of the Rogue One Funko Pops aren't very sought after because you saw the characters one time, they don't show up in New Adventures, but now they're showing up in New Adventures. And I think that this Andor Funko Pop, and not only Andor, K2SO, who was formerly an Imperial droid, but now he's a Rebel droid. So he's like this big, tall, hulking droid. He's pretty badass. He's actually kind of funny in the film. I imagine we're going to see Andor meeting up with him for the very first time, similar to Han and Chewie meeting for the very first time in Solo Story.
So it's going to be like the beginning of a love story. Do you think they're going to like each other or do you think they're going to hate each other?
That's a good question. I think that K2SO is going to be a bad guy. Maybe he captures Cassian Andor at some point and then a rewiring kind of takes place and then they become friends. They become besties.
Wait, so he basically like makes his own best friend?
Yes.
That's sort of up.
That's assuming that Cassian Andor is the one who rewired him. Maybe he was just rewired by the Rebel Alliance, but I guess we'll find that out in this show. But K2SO was like C-3PO, but sort of a dick.
Oh.
But he's like a friend, but he's also a dick. He's like your friend Robbie who comes to like all the dinners with you and all your other friends, and he never pays into the check. He's that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the guy that orders more drinks than everybody else and the most expensive entree. That kind of a dick.
Did I ever tell you that on my 21st birthday, I went out with a bunch of friends and I ended up having...
Whoa. You have friends?
Like 2. Some of them ended up paying for their stuff, but then some of them didn't, and it left me with like the bulk of the check.
Holy shit, on your birthday?
Yeah, it was really up.
Wow, so they weren't friends is the point that you're making.
Yeah, they weren't friends.
That's not a friend. I don't think I would call them friends.
No.
In fact, when you tell this story, just say, hey, I went out with a bunch of dicks on my birthday, and they all left me with a check. They're a bunch of dicks. Actually, don't call them a bunch of dicks. Just say you went out with a bunch of K2SOs.
I see what you did there.
So the common K2SO goes for $10. There's an Amazon one that goes for $14, and a battle damaged, which is my favorite, that goes for $22. Because at the very end of Rogue One, he sort of saves the characters and he's destroyed. Like, it's kind of a sad moment of the film.
He's destroyed?
The Imperial troopers, they kill him. He gets murdered. But I mean, if you're a droid, can you really get murdered? They can just rewire your head and put you back together, probably.
Did they do that?
No, they didn't do that. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
So it's murder.
Yeah, he's dead, Heather. Yeah.
Why'd you have to tell me this now? Like, now I feel like my whole day's ruined.
This just in, while I'm sitting here talking about all this, Pop News with 2 W's and an underscore on Instagram shared a new picture of Andor. So this is a new Andor Funko Pop. The old one sort of still looks like him, but the new one looks a lot more like him.
He straight up hasn't had a haircut or beard cut in years.
There's also Saul Guerrero, who was in Rogue One, and this is a character that's shown up both in Clone Wars and also, I think he was also in Rebels at one point, and it's very possible that he'll show up in Andor as well. He only goes for $18. He's
That's
a
not
pretty
bad.
cheap Funko Pop. So all of these characters most likely will have new Funko Pops if they're in the series, but you'll have the OGs, and that's sort of the big deal when you're collecting Funko Pops, is having the original ones.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I like his hairdo.
Now, Jyn Erso, I don't know if we'll actually see her or not in the series, because it seemed like in Rogue One, they're like all meeting for the very first time. But Jyn Erso might show up maybe in a side story. I mean, anything could really happen. So one Jyn Erso that I found that I kind of liked was her in the helmet, and it goes for $16. And to your point that you've made a long time ago, anytime it's a girl character, they give her big ass eyelashes. And they spared no expense on these eyelashes. Those motherfuckers are big. It looks like she has spiders on her eyes.
I think they're just trying to make it clear that she's a girl, even though guys have eyelashes.
The biggest villain of Rogue One was Krennic. Krennic was a great character. He was an awesome villain, and I'm thinking we're going to see him in Rogue One. Right now, he goes for $9.
Wow.
So if they re-release this Funko Pop in different forms, this Funko Pop could skyrocket. And why this is at $9, I truly do not understand, because this was a great character and it's a great Funko Pop.
Isn't Rogue One the one that everybody hated?
No, not everybody hated, but at first a lot of people were like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay, so they didn't necessarily like it. That could be the reason for the low value right now.
I think so. I think that Rogue One is a movie that a lot of people liked more as time went on. At least I know that's how I felt, and many of my personal friends. It seems like the Funko Pops were sort of forgotten. Another character from Rogue One that was kind of a huge deal was Off Tarkin, who also showed up in Episode 4. This Funko Pop comes from Smuggler's Bounty, which was a box that was sold by Amazon years ago. They stopped making them because they weren't very popular, but Off Tarkin is $16. I don't know if they're going to have Off Tarkin in like a younger version, or if they're going to CG another Off Tarkin. He might not even show up, but if he does, I have a feeling this Funko Pop is going to be big money as well. So right now, Obi-Wan Kenobi is out, and a lot of people are liking the first 2 episodes, me included. It's a great show. But one Funko Pop I wanted to talk about that has a lot to do with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is Darth Vader. And there's an unmasked Vader right now that goes for $16. I have a feeling we're going to see an unmasked Darth Vader in this show.
Why do you say that?
Because it has a lot of Darth Vader in it. I think we're going to see him sort of without the helmet to reveal Hayden Christensen's face. I think we're going to have to see a lot of the actor, or they're going to go back and they're going to show Anakin Skywalker prior to being Darth Vader. Now, truthfully, most of the Anakin Skywalker Funko Pops are already way up there. We're talking like almost $100, like $85 a piece. But I think this unmasked Darth Vader has a lot of potential, especially if we see more of this character this way in the show. Okay, so Mandalorian Season 3. Mandalorian Season 3 is going to be f***ing amazing. I did catch a sneak peek of the teaser trailer because it was leaked online. And one of the biggest characters of the show is going to be Bo-Katan.
Really?
Bo-Katan is going to be in this show in a big way, and Bo-Katan Chase is up to $27, so that's obtainable. But the one that's the lowest amount is the Bo-Katan crease with the helmet on. But I think that this common Funko Pop still has potential even though there's a chase.
Yeah, because they do tend to overproduce common pops if they have a chase counterpart. We've definitely seen those rise eventually.
There's also a Bo-Katan from the Clone Wars series that goes for $19. And this is a really cool one. She has a little shield on her arm. Highly recommend that you check out those Funko Pops prior to the show. And we got a little bit of time because in February, that's when the new season of Star Wars Mandalorian comes back.
Ah, okay.
But the craziest two Funko Pops that I'm so surprised haven't climbed in the ranks of Funko Pop value. One is the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. We're going to see more of him, especially in Season 3, because guess what? The Armorer was in the trailer as well, and the Armorer is a huge character. Armorer goes for $14, and so does Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. They're both $14.
Wow.
They're both very obtainable, and you can go on Amazon. I think you can order them both probably right now, under $30. I know that because I bought them myself recently. But the Funko Pops that I think will garner the most attention and most likely will be the most valuable will be the Ahsoka Funko Pops, because Ahsoka is a huge character in the Star Wars franchise right now. I think she may be the most cared about character in the whole series. And this is a character that was grown from the Clone Wars TV show. We're talking about from like a cartoon into Rebels, and now she's making her live action debut, which happened in Mandalorian Season 2, and now she's getting her own TV show.
Wow.
And her Funko Pops aren't even that expensive. The most expensive one is $75, and that's a holographic glow. And there's a ton more under $25. So if you like this character and you're anticipating the show, now is the time to buy these Funko Pops. That way you're not out running around trying to track them down when the show actually comes out. Because when the show comes out, things are going to go crazy.
They always do.
The great thing is that there's a lot of Ahsoka Funko Pops, and depending on what version of Ahsoka you like from Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, they have one for everybody, literally.
Wow.
I think the Mandalorian Funko Pops are going to blast through the roof. I think people are going to go crazy about them. Once Mandalorian Season 3 finally hits, I think just like months before, things are really going to blow up with the Mandalorian. And one that I think is going to blow up the most. This is the coolest Mandalorian Funko Pop in my opinion. He is the 10-inch. He has Baby Yoda in his arms. He has his rifle in his back. He's all chromed out. This is one of the greatest Funko Pops ever created. At least the best 10-inch Funko Pop that's ever been released.
You need to explain to my 10-inch Dobby in there with really big ears, who absolutely heard you even though the store is closed, that you didn't mean that.
I'm not going to let him know that because I got another big-eared creature right here that's pretty awesome.
Dobby's going to be very upset.
And currently, this Funko Pop goes for $31. That's pretty cheap. That's very obtainable. When this thing dropped, I think it was $30.
Yeah, so that's basically retail and tax.
The other Mandalorian Funko Pop that I absolutely love is Mandalorian with the Darksaber. That's a great Funko Pop. It glows in the dark. Super, super dope. And right now, his value is climbing. Highly recommend you pick him up because the Darksaber is going to be a huge part of Season 3. That is what Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian are sort of battling over in the series.
Uh-oh.
And just because I love these Funko Pops so much, do you want to unbox these real quick?
Yeah.
This Moff Gideon is a great Funko Pop if you don't already have it. He glows in the dark. He's a Target exclusive. The only thing that glows is the sword, very similar to the Mandalorian with the Darksaber. Highly recommend this as well because Moff Gideon might come back again during Mandalorian Season 3. What's cool is that we're meeting Giancarlo Esposito to have him sign Moff Gideon.
Whoa!
We're going to be at AwesomeCon, so if you're going to be at AwesomeCon in DC, make sure you come and find us. I love these two Funko Pops, and I do not think they get enough love. This might be one of my favorite Funko Pops of the Mandalorian series.
Wow.
What the f***? What is that? Hopefully you're still here watching this video and you haven't already run out to buy all these different Funko Pops. But I'd like to know what you think about the Funko Pops we've talked about in this video, and I'd also like to know, did you pick up any of these already? Or did you pick up any while watching this video? Let us know all that and more in the comment section down below. Hey, and don't forget, head over to poppingofftoys.com for all of your Funko Pops, Funko Sodas, and Funko Mystery Minis. They've got it all. poppingofftoys.com. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to John and Christy Alonzo, Lee Stoneman, Ryan Drotar, Mr. No-No, Matthew R., Selena Aguilar, Eric Hall, Retro Game G, Nathan Backen, and Clarissa Valentine Gant. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons from Patreon. You guys rock. All right, it's that time again. Remember, as always, we are together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.